Okay, so hello everybody. So I can see two people in the chat right now. So let's wait for people to come, for more people to come here, so I can begin my webinar today. Okay. You may write me something, so we have 3 people now. I can see it. Okay. Well, so my name is Alex. I'm sure you know me. You can see my profile here. Today I will be speaking about the conditionals. Yeah, the conditional constructions in English, right? So there are about 5 different conditionals in English. So the first one, we would call it zero conditional. So zero conditional, we use zero conditional when we talk about facts or routines, things we do every day. For example, the first conditional is used when we talk about possible and probable situations. Second conditional is used for improbable, impossible, or imaginary situations. The third conditional is used about impossible, improbable, imaginary situations in the past that we cannot change. And the last conditional is a mixed conditional. It's a conditional, you can combine it, and we can talk about different conditions, different time, in different probable result, in the future, in the present, in the past. And today we'll speak about the 3 different conditionals. So we'll speak about the zero conditional, the first conditional, and the second conditional. Okay, so again, let's talk about the zero conditional. Yeah, let's look at it. It's here on your screen. So again, it's used when we about facts, right, or routines. Okay, first let's look at the construction here, right? So any conditional sentence consists of 2 parts. So the if part, or the if clause, right, the cause of the situation, and the second part, or subordinate clause, which shows the result. Yeah. So here, for example, we have if plus present simple and plus present simple. So the examples are like this. So if you heat water to 100 degrees, it boils, right? So this is the cause. And so if you heat water to 100 degrees and it boils, it's the result, right? So more examples. For example, if you cut your finger, it hurts, right? So if you cut our finger, it hurts. If it rains, the grass gets wet. Yeah. Or if the weather is good, we usually go to the countryside. Okay. So that's the first conditional, right? Sorry, that was the zero conditional. The first conditional. So the first conditional again is used for probable, possible situations, right? So the construction is like this. So we use if plus present simple plus will plus infinitive. For example, if it rains tomorrow, we'll go to the cinema. Yeah? Or let's say I'm a rich person. Yeah, I have a good job, for example. Yeah, I'm not, but for example. And I get bonuses sometimes, right? So I may say, well, if I get my bonus this month, I'll buy tickets to Japan, for example. So Japan is an expensive place and it's really expensive to fly there. So if I get my bonus this month, I will go to Japan. I have this plan, right? By the way, so it's used for future, but the if clause stays in present simple here in this case. So after if, we never use we never use will, right? After when and after if, we never use when. Okay? So this is the first conditional. And the second conditional. So the second conditional is used for impossible, improbable, or imaginary situations, right? So the situations that don't really happen to you, but we can imagine those situations. For example, let's say if I were rich, I would travel the world. Meaning I'm not rich, so I can't really travel the world right now, yeah? Or if I lived in Japan, I would speak Japanese fluently. So I don't live in Japan and I don't speak Japanese. In my first example, I said if I were rich, I would. You may ask why are you using were here instead of was? Yeah. So in normal sentences, when we speak about the past, we use was for I, for he, for she, for it. For example, yesterday I was home. Yesterday she was at work. Or yesterday it was cold. Yeah? But in the conditional, this was changes to were. Why is it changing? Because this were shows the condition, right? So we may say, if I were rich, I would travel the world. If she were rich, she would go to Japan. If he were rich, he would go to America. Or if it were summer now, it would be really hot. So this is the second conditional. Again. And one more thing, I want you to hear this. So the comparison of the first and the second conditional, this is really important. So listen, the difference between the first and the second conditional sentences is not about time. Both can refer to the present and future. By using past tense forms in the second conditional, the speaker suggests that the situation is less probable, impossible, or imaginary. For example, look, if it rains this weekend, we will. Said in England, where it often rains, right? In England, it often rains in England, so people say it a lot. If it rained in Africa somewhere, it would. This would be most unusual. Yeah, it doesn't really rain in some African countries, for example. I don't know, Egypt, for example. If global warming continues, we will. Yeah, said by a pessimist or said by Greta Thunberg, for example. If global warming continued, we would. I'm an optimist. Yeah, so I don't think it will happen. So, if you come to my country, you will have a good time. Possible, yeah. If you come to my country, you will have fun. Well, let's wait until this all crazy stuff with the COVID-19 is over. Then you're welcome. If you came from my country, you would understand us better. Yeah, impossible. You can't come from my country because unless you are from my country, but if you're not, it's impossible. If I am elected as a member of parliament, I will, said by a candidate. If I ruled the world, I would, imaginary, right? So if I ruled the world, for example, it's an imaginary situation, so this is not possible. Okay, so these are the three conditionals. And next time we will speak about the third conditional and the mixed conditional. Also, we will be speaking about wish, I wish, and if only. But we'll speak about that next time. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is, so the theory is finished. So what I want you to do is you ask me some questions if you didn't understand something, or you just give me different situations and I will use I will make conditionals out of those situations. So I'm waiting for your questions now. So you may ask me anything related to the conditionals, of course. So I see 7 people in the chat, so please ask me anything. I'm waiting. So while I'm waiting, so just want to say so that I'm fine. Yeah, I'm not sick. None of the people that I know are sick. So now ask me questions, please. Give me situations. Yeah. 0 conditional, first conditional, the second conditional. Give me more. Give me more questions, and I will make this. I will use as conditionals. I see 9 people in the chat. Come on. And again, if you like my webinars, you may have lessons with me. Yeah. So you need to contact my school, and you may have lessons with me. Okay. I'm waiting for your questions, people. I see 8 people right now. Come on. Give me a situation. Any life situation, you may ask anything. Please do. I'm waiting for your questions, people. Come on. You may ask me anything related to the conditionals or anything, actually. This is just water, by the way. I'm just trying to be fancy because it's like, what, Friday night? So, yeah. If you didn't understand something, please ask. Feel free to ask anything. There are many questions already. Okay, I see it from my boss. Okay, we're having some technical issues. I can't see any questions. Don't see any questions. Okay, sorry. We're live, so it might happen sometimes, so. Okay, so I just got those questions. How often are mixed conditional used in American English? Like all the time. For example, you may say, if, let me think of an example about mixed conditional. If we hadn't been locked down right now, we all would be working. So we use past perfect and would in continuous, right? So if we hadn't been locked down, we would be working right now. So we are locked down because they locked us down a month ago and we're not working. So this is the conditional. Okay. Is it possible to say, if it was summer, I'd go to the beach instead of it? It is possible. So a lot of people say was, even native speakers, but I personally say were. Yeah, it just sounds better and you sound more educated. Yeah, a lot of people argue if that's a mistake. A lot of people, I mean, grammarians, for example. I don't know if it's a mistake. It just sounds better, were, because were shows the condition. Let's speculate about our current situation. Okay, well, if it weren't for the quarantine, again, I would be out right now, maybe at a bar. No, it's too early. Shopping, for example, right? Okay, how can we explain to the students the form of if you will just follow me? Uh, okay. I wouldn't use will here. Again, we don't use will after if or when. Okay, so I would say if you just followed me, if you just follow me, I will show you the way. Okay. Sorry guys, technical problems. Okay, let me see if there are more questions now. Okay, finally I can see the questions, guys. Right. Yeah, finally I can see them, but I have already answered all of the questions here. So, okay, let's speculate more. Let's say if it weren't for the quarantine, we wouldn't need to wear masks. Yeah. So now we need to wear masks. Yeah. Or what else? If you don't wear a mask, you may get the virus, for example. Okay. Please ask me questions. I need more questions. I need to show you the examples because theory is good, but you need to, apply it to real situations so that this way you'll understand better because, language is for speaking. It's not for just, theory. Okay, we need to apply this in real life. So guys, we have 10 minutes. Give me any example right now. Or, okay, you may ask me anything. Let's just, if you don't want to speak about the conditionals, let's just talk about, life. You have 10 minutes. We can speak about it. Ask me anything about the conditionals or just anything, basically. Hi, Dana. I can see. Okay. Okay, someone's asking me a questions. What would we be doing if there were no virus right now? What I would be doing, again, if there were no virus right now, I would be somewhere out. I would be shopping. I would be, seeing my friends. I would be throwing a party at my house. Yeah. So we're all locked down right now. We can't do it, unfortunately. Okay. More questions. What would you do now if you were our president? What would I do now? Oh, your president. I really don't know. I think Russia is doing a great job. Okay. America isn't doing a great job at the moment because we have so many infected people and a lot of people are dying and it's crazy. It's really sad. So I think Russia is doing a better job than America at the moment. Do you say if it weren't for the quarantine? Yeah, you say if it weren't for the quarantine, we would be outside right now if it weren't. Okay. How can more questions I see coming? If it weren't, yeah, for the quarantine. If I were the president. No, I don't want to be a president of any country. Okay. All right, somebody's asking something. Come on, people. Ask me anything, please. Let's talk. Let's talk. We're all home. We're all locked down. It's boring. Let's just talk about something. Conditionals or life? Come on. Okay. One more question. How would you teach conditionals if your students lack ideas, just like me, like we do right now? Okay, what I would give. Um, okay, it's easier to get ideas when you're working face to face, right? So, I usually have no problems with that. And I usually work with textbooks which have a lot of examples of those conditions. So you may ask them about, I don't know, their family, for example. Okay, someone's asking something. I'm wondering what would you do if you could choose another job? Okay, when will the quarantine end? In a question with when, you may use will, but in the conditional tense, you can't. Sorry, in a conditional tense, in a conditional sentence, you cannot use will after when. In a question, you can. I'm wondering what would you do if you could choose another job? What would I do if I could just choose another job? Ooh, what job I would do? I don't know. I don't want to have another job. I love my job. I would probably do a blog, maybe. All right, next question. After when we can use not only present simple but also present perfect. Right, okay, yes, there are more details about that. Okay. Again, guys, when we're speaking about the conditionals, yeah, the conditional clause, yeah, the if clause or when clause, if it's a conditional sentence, we cannot use will. If we're speaking about the first conditional, again, if it's zero conditional, we use present simple. If it's first conditional, we're using present simple. If it's second conditional, we're using past simple. And if it's the third conditional, we're using the past perfect. And if it's the mixed conditional, it depends, really. So we'll speak about it next time. And we can use will after when only in a question. For example, when will you come? Or when will you, when will we go outside, for example. Here we can use will, but that's a question, that's not a conditional. Okay. Okay, my cat is screaming right now. He wants to eat. Yeah, so if my cat weren't hungry right now, he wouldn't be shouting and screaming and asking for food. Shh. Sorry guys, the cat. Would you also give us examples how to organize an introduction of the topic from scratch, plus which textbooks? Well, I usually take everything from books or I watch different videos, so that's how I organize it. I don't take everything from my head. So when you organize a lesson, first you have to read books, or maybe watch videos, or if you've been teaching English or any other language for a long time, you kind of have this lessons in your head already. So I always use books, and that's how I organize it. So usually it's you explain grammar, then you make those exercises, and you read a text, you listen to a recording, and so that's how you plan your lesson, basically, yeah. And you add some more information. I love YouTube, so I get the ideas from there. Okay, we have a little bit more time. Come on. Any more questions, people? Okay, well, good question. So, sorry, someone asked, when I have finished the report, we'll discuss the problem. Okay, yes. So in when clause, so in the conditional sentence, we cannot use will, but to show the completion of this action, we use present perfect. For example, you cannot say, when I will finish the book, I will give it to you, right? But we need to show the completion, yeah? So in this case, we use present perfect. For example, when I have finished the book, so when the book is finished, when I have finished the book, I will give it to you, yeah? Or when I have read the text, I will talk about it. So, just to show the completion. So, it depends on the situation. If it's important to show the completion, you use present perfect. Yeah. When I have finished, when I have done my homework, I will go outside. Things like that. Okay, guys, do you have any more questions? You're still on. Come on. People, come on. All right, so we have no more questions. So it's been a pleasure, guys. Next time we'll be speaking about the third and the mixed conditionals, and we'll speak about the constructions with if and if only, right? So thank you, everyone, so much. Stay safe. Don't go outside. Yeah, and see you next